What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick video about this weather system right here. The reason why I'm talking about this weather system is it's a possibility that toward the end of next week, this storm, which right now is a tropical storm, but it's forecast to become a powerful hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean. But it's a possibility that this storm may affect the eastern seaboard next weekend. Possibility. Now, this is outdated information, but at the time, as you can see, it was a 70 mile per hour storm, which is just 4 miles per hour, I believe, shy of hurricane status. But it was expected to strengthen into, I think, a Category 3 hurricane by tomorrow. And afterwards, Lee was projected to be a powerful Category 4, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could strengthen up to peak at a Category 5 hurricane. But the big question remains, how will this storm impact the United States? Now, right now, most meteorologists are leaning toward a trough, which will be coming toward the east, deflecting what should be Hurricane Lee out to sea. But there's different scenarios. From what I read, there's one scenario where if it's a weaker trough than possible, than what it could possibly be. If it's a weaker trough, and the weaker the trough, the faster it moves. If it's a weaker trough, it'll move further. It'll be further to the east, and it would deflect what would be Hurricane Lee completely off of a threat to the United States and maybe even Canada, and veer off into the sea. But if it's a stronger trough, which moves slower, then by the time it would make landfall, or at least approaching landfall, the trough will not have caught up quite yet to deflecting Lee. So then there would be a possibility that Lee could affect the mid-Atlantic coast and the eastern seaboard going into Canada. If that's the case, then that's something we need to look at. And right now, they don't think it's going to affect Florida all the way up until maybe most of South Carolina, North Carolina coast, but from maybe northern North Carolina, maybe what is that, Cape Hatteras, on up to Mid-Atlantic. I live at Virginia, on all the way up to the East Coast. It could possibly be struck by this hurricane. Now, how much, they don't know that yet. One thing they're almost certain of, though, is by the time that would happen, wind shear plus the cooler waters in this area would reduce the strength of the hurricane. Even if it got to a Cat 5, by that point it might be a Cat 2 or a Cat 1. So that's something that we have to look forward to. But right now, it's not a time to panic or anything like that, but I just thought I'd do a video talking about this. And at the end of the day, just be aware of the weather. Another thing that they're noticing is that even though we're in an El Nino weather pattern, which usually suppresses hurricanes, that's not the case. We're seeing hurricanes, and that's because of the fact that the ocean waters are at record warmth temperatures. And a lot of people believe that has to deal with climate change. So these weather patterns are not working or operating in the normal pattern. Jet streams, El Nino, there's something off with the way these weather patterns are working this year or even the last couple of years as opposed to how they normally work. And a lot of people think that has to do with climate change. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.